Hey, it's Danielle from Banning Lane, and I'm here with this week's Twerk It Thursday video. Now, I'm just starting off by showing you the inspiration pieces that were picked for this week. I absolutely love all of the color that are in both of these. I especially think the tree looks really, just really cool, and I was definitely inspired by that. I also wanted to show you the sketch that Melissa and I picked for this week. It's from Ashley Horton, and I just really, really love it. Now I'm starting off by doing my background, and I'm doing the technique. I think people call it the smooshing technique, or I don't know, but you use packaging and you kind of squish the watercolor or whatever you're using onto your page. Now I know this has been done a million times, and so I debated if I really was going to even show this part, but I decided to. I don't know that I've actually done this on a video. I've done it a few times on some layouts, but I don't know if there are layouts that I've actually made any videos on. But I am just using some blues and a little bit of green to get this color down on my paper. I was originally thinking that I was going to do a photo of my daughter in the bathtub. She was taking a bubble bath, and that's why I kind of went for these bluer colors. I don't end up using that picture, but I think that it all worked out and looks great anyway. The tree in the inspiration piece definitely inspired me to do this technique on my layout today. It looks like a similar technique was probably used to create that tree, and so I knew that I wanted to definitely do something like this on my layout today. But once I get the watercolor kind of how I think it looks good to me, I take my brush and I'm just going to do some splatters just to make it look more like the inspiration piece, and I think that it turned out great. So to add more texture and another layer and more dimension and all of those good things, I decided to take this stencil that's just a bunch of hearts, and I'm using my ink blending tool with some Hero Arts ink, and I'm just getting that pattern down on my layout as well. I really liked the way that turned out. I know that there's hearts in the sketch that we use, so I thought this would fit perfectly, and I just think that it turned out better than I thought it would, I will say. So at this point, I am still thinking that I'm going to use this photo of my daughter in the bubble bath. And I just went through all of my papers and pulled out ones that were bright and pretty and definitely reminded me of some of the colors in the inspiration piece. Now this really bold polka dot pattern is from my Felicity Jane kit, but all of the other papers that I used are from previous hip kits. So I'm going to use all of them on my layout today. Now the inspiration piece showed 2 photos, but I'm just using the one, and then I'm using that second spot as a spot to do my journaling. And I'm going to be doing that on that Studio Calico tag that I've placed there. Now I'm just working on the hearts that are going to kind of go up the center of my page, and I decided that I wanted to just do these hearts by hand and not worry if they're perfect. I actually liked the look of them being unperfect, and so I get a bunch of those cut out from my sheets of paper there. And it was at this point that I decided to switch out my photo. So this picture that I'm using now is just one that my husband took of me and my daughter when we were eating out one night. It was actually taken when I was doing Week in the Life, and my husband's pretty supportive of that, so he has his phone out taking pictures that week as well, and that's why this photo was captured. I really love it. It's not a good photo. It's pretty blurry, and the coloring was really bad, but it showed a moment when my daughter was wanting to give me loves, and those moments aren't captured very often. They don't happen very often, and when they do, there's usually not a camera on us to capture it. So anytime I'm able to document that relationship between me and her, I like to do that. So I definitely wanted to use this photo, and this just seemed like the right layout to do it on. So now I'm just working on my title. I had pulled out a few white thickers that I wanted to use, and I ended up settling on these ones that they looked like canvas, and so they were pretty fun. And my title is just going to be Love You, because she was obviously showing me that she loved me, and it goes without saying that I definitely love her, and so I thought that that would be a good title. And then after I get that down and in place, I decide to sort of get these hearts situated on my layout. And I fuss with these quite a bit throughout this video, and I cut a lot of it out because I just couldn't get them quite how I wanted them. They just felt, I wanted them to look random and just right in the place that they should be, and I just had a hard time getting them there. I pull out these enamel hearts that came in my hip kit, and I also pull out some little wood veneer hearts that came in my Felicity Jane kit, and I start scattering these throughout the layout. I also found a wood veneer that said "I like you," not a wood veneer, a flare badge that I thought would look good on this layout, but it doesn't end up making it. So I'm still just fiddling with these little hearts and trying to decide what order that I actually want them in. And the enamel hearts don't make it, but I do end up keeping the wood veneer hearts. I just liked the simplicity of them, and I thought the texture of the wood looked good on this layout. So before I commit to getting those hearts into place, I realized that I haven't really stuck down any of my papers or my photos, so I get that done so that I know exactly where those are going to be. And then I get my hearts into place. Like I said, I cut a lot of that out, but these are where I want them and stuck down. And so now I'm just figuring out where I want the wood veneer hearts. And it was at this point that I realized that I wasn't going to use those enamel hearts, and I pretty much like the placement of these. So now I'm going to work on my journaling, and like I said, I'm just going to write how some of my most favorite times are the times when London decides that she wants to say I love you. As a mom, I soak up those moments, and I am absolutely fully aware that as life goes on, those moments will happen less and less and less. So I tend to just hold on to them when they do happen. So you saw there that I just, drew in some lines, and then I did my journaling on top of that. And then I used a date stamp to get the date put on here. And then I'm just going to get this stuck back into place on my layout. And then after this, I could see that my letter stickers or those stickers were not going to stick very good. So I decided to take some Scotch quick dry adhesive and get those stuck down in place, and so that they will stay there. And then I decided I want some twine in my tag. And so I'm just going to take this white twine. I got this at Joann's, and I'm going to loop it through that little hole and tie a little knot. I think that looks good. I don't always put twine in my tags, but I do a lot. It doesn't bother me when it's not there, but I always like the addition of some more texture and dimension to my layouts. And after this, I decide to take my pen and just draw a messy line around my whole layout. And then I glue on my wood veneer hearts. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out Melissa's take on this sketch this week. I can't wait to see hers. And also, if you want to see more videos from me, head on over to my YouTube channel. I am Banning Lane here on YouTube, but I will put a link to that down below. Also, if you use this sketch this week, be sure to post your layout to our Facebook group so that we can take a look at that. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.